sometimes we argue a bit. And I'd like to rectify something that Marilu said in the previous, in her interview.
We almost got into breakup, but just a little.
And she said that it almost caused us to break up. And I was quite shocked when I heard that. So I asked her, well, what's up? Were you thinking about breaking up? And by now it's getting close to 2 years that we haven't seen each other. That was my own stupid fault.
I should have been there in the Netherlands. Pandemic happened.
And it's at a later time that I started to realize that not bringing her here for financial reasons was probably the stupidest thing I have ever done. So, I am Karst. I'm 25 years old. I am from the Netherlands. I come from the ideal nuclear family, if you would like to call it that way. My parents are married and they have two kids, me and my younger brother. I met Marilu through Facebook.
I am actually the first one who messaged him, which is a religious group.
And I replied that message.
That's when it started that we continuously have a communication with each other. Yeah, we only just consider each other as a friend at first.
I politely and as kindly as I could rejected that, because it's not a good idea to start a relationship with someone on the other side of the world that you cannot easily meet. Lo and behold, look at the situation we're in now. But she was really cool and I was kind of impressed by her. And at the same time, she must have been impressed by me too, because she showed that she liked me. Nevertheless, I would sometimes feel myself at odds with the Western world, with Europe, with the Netherlands. Because you might say I am a tad conservative. So I was thinking, maybe I would fit in better in the Philippines. And at the same time, that would double as a great excuse to go see what Marilu was doing. We hit it off better, in a sense. And on the 7th of April, we got into a relationship together. And it would be 2 months after that.
The very first time that we have seen each other was last year, 2019. That was long ago.
I would spend with her the grand total of 2 weeks, actually 15 days.
Well, he doesn't have time much to stay in the Philippines, so I can't.
In that time, I found that we were an incredible match. I proposed to her.
I was fixing our stuffs, and he said, and when I turned around, he is dealing and, yeah, will you marry me? Okay, yeah, that's it.
She said yes. We exchanged rings there. I was truly amazed by her. I have never felt anything as while I was with her. So I really knew really quickly that while we were together, she is the one for me. In the discerning period, or probably why I really liked her in the beginning, was already that, well, besides of course that she is a very cute, beautiful, pretty lady, our ideas and philosophies and our faith really matches each other. So it's like a match made in heaven, you could say. Is that ever since I left back in July of 2019, we haven't met up. And by now it's getting close to 2 years that we haven't seen each other. That was my own stupid fault.
I should have been there in the Netherlands December 2019, but it didn't happen.
But at that time, I would look at my bank account and say, hey bro, looking kind of thin. So I didn't have a lot of money, and we decided that it may be wiser to wait a little bit so I could save up a bit more money with my job at the time and make it easier, more responsible for her to come over here.
2020, I should have been there April, but pandemic happened.
And it's at a later time that I started to realize that not bringing her here for financial reasons was probably the stupidest thing I have ever done. Because this waiting so long and these uncertainties and fears has been like a real terror on us. Like, it's unimaginable, the horror that we're going through. And I've really taken that as kind of a life lesson. Don't wait too long with important things. Don't let the important things wait. When love can't wait, basically. It has been really hard because we're trying to get her here for another time at the end of October 2020. And at that time, or a few months before that, the government released a new rule that said that there is an exemption for people in long distance relationships. And that made us happy. And then we were a bit fearful because there were some restrictions on it. Talking about how you should have been together with a certain amount of time. And we didn't manage that. But still, we did pick up from some people here and there that they made it through, or some other rumors of people who had a success story. So we thought, we should just try this. We applied for a visa with the embassy in the Philippines, the Dutch embassy in the Philippines, and her visa was approved. We told Dutch border patrol about the situation, and they gave a positive advice. Marilu took her test. It came back negative. She was not sick. And she had her masks with her. Before that moment, we had invested, of course, in the ticket, as well in the insurance, as well in all documents required to get married. And having them legalized, which is like costing even more. And she was at the...
And October 31, I should have been there too, but it didn't happen again because I got offloaded of my airlines. What can we do about that?
And on the phone she was trying to hold back her crying, and that was a really traumatizing experience. And I was here back home, and I was going crazy too, calling the KLM like, what's up, why don't you take her with you, what's the problem? And they wouldn't tell me. They gave different stories, and then we entered into a very long struggle with the KLM, trying to get answers.
Because of pandemic, he should have been here with me, but also because of pandemic, he can't go here because borders are closed.
Most afraid of is that this lockdown will not become more loose, but that it will become tighter and more intensified, that it will become more intense, and that it will take very long, and that we don't know when the end is coming. And the absolute worst case scenario would be when if Marilu and I will be separated from each other and not being able to get together anymore. Because what our experience has been often that a lot of people going over the rules, or that are the ones that we need to deal with to maneuver through, they don't seem to really think like humans who understand the situation. They are just cogs in a machine, and they just do whatever is told and the exact rule, and no lenience. And we're dealing a lot with that. And
we only met for 2 weeks, and after that we didn't see each other again.
I'm afraid that may become worse. On the lockdown is that it's an absolute overreach, and it's an absolute travesty of justice. I remember a few months back in Europe that some leaders, including those from my country, would call out Poland and Hungary for undermining the democracy, because they were standing up for the heritage and traditions from their people. Well, today I see those exact same leaders who were accusing those of doing things that are so unimaginably authoritarian. It's insane. It's hypocritical. It's unimaginable. It's scary, frankly. This lockdown also has affected us. Of course, in that we almost haven't seen each other for 2 years, but that sometimes the tension rises. And sometimes we argue a bit. And I'd like to rectify something that Marilu said in the previous, in her interview.
We almost got into breakup, but just a little.
And she said that it almost caused us to break up. And I was quite shocked when I heard that. So I asked her, well, what's up? Were you thinking about breaking up? And then she replied me, no. She wasn't thinking of breaking up. She was afraid, during one of those arguments that we had, that I was gonna leave her, that I was gonna give up on her. Which is not true.
Since we know that our relationship can't be broken or can destroy by the pandemic and all stuff, we are here looking forward for each other soon.
Yes, sometimes I'm agitated, sometimes I'm a bit angry. I guess that goes for both sides, and I think everyone can relate to that, whether they are in perpetual separation due to lockdown or not. I have never thought about leaving her or giving up. And we will never give up. I will never leave her.
I really enjoy our conversation, but I was a little bit afraid to open my heart again, because I had a bad experience with a previous girl. She was also a Filipino one. I met her in a dating app. I never met a girl like Joy, because when I left Philippines for the first time, I had more money than I remember I had. I couldn't find her in the airport, so she found me again. I think because she's small, so I can't see her because everyone is taller than her, so everything covers her. She's gonna kill me for that. Hello, my name is Frank Melis. I'm 31 years old. I'm Italian. At the moment I'm living and working in UK. Because in my place there is no lot of chances of find a job. I've met Joy in a dating app on March 2019. Like, she sent me a heart and she say hello.
But he didn't reply me for 1 week, 1 week or 2 weeks.
But I couldn't reply her because I was busy working that day, that period, because I was like by myself in my workplace.
I thought he's not gonna reply anymore. That's why, okay, next guy.
So reply after 1 week and hoping she was still like interested in me. And after, when she replied, we start chatting each other.
And start messaging day by day.
Called me like the first day I gave her my number, and we spent almost 90 minutes on the phone, like talking about everything. And she was so sweet and kind. We start chatting every day since she wakes up until she falls asleep. We can even talk like about everything since the beginning. There was no boring topics. She gave a lot of attention. I really enjoy our conversation, but I was a little bit afraid to open my heart again because I had a bad experience with a previous girl. She was also a Filipino one. I met her in a dating app. She told me she was separate with a child, but I didn't really care because I liked her. So I've been in Philippines to meet her, and for the first time everything was okay. But when I back the second time, I saw something was a little bit strange. And when she went to a shower, she left the phone unlocked. So I had like a spider phone, and I saw another Facebook account when she has still picture with her husband, post saying like, "I love you, you are my life." So I discovered she was still married. So I didn't say anything because they were like the last days of holidays. So I decided to get my mouth shut and enjoy the last 2 days in Manila. But after I left Philippines, we talk but just decided to face her, and she admits she was still seeing her husband and everything. So I just cut the relationship and start over. But I feel lucky I did that because after I met Joy, and she's perfect. She's the most amazing girl I ever met. Because I really want to meet her, because I was falling in love for Joy.
And then after 3 months, he flew here to meet me.
I couldn't find her in the airport because we were like in different levels, and the guards didn't let her come to pick me up, but she was literally the opposite of where I was. So she just found me and she hugged me like it was the beautiful sensation I ever had.
I pick up him from the airport and bring him to my house, and I told him, "Don't be saucy because I'm not rich."
So we went to Tasma to meet her family, and on the journey while going to her house, I couldn't stop like staring at her and think, wow, she's so beautiful. She's the most beautiful girl I ever seen in my life. Literally, I just spent like almost the whole journey staring at her. We arrived in Tasma, in the Joy's house, so I met her siblings, her mother. They were kind of open family. Joy has a lot of siblings and they have a lot of kids, so it was like the house is full of fun. And we spent the night in her house, and after we moved to Tagaytay for a couple of days. We just explored the surrounding.
He stayed here for 5 days or 6 days, because he doesn't have vacation that time.
Because my holidays were short, because I didn't have people to cover me in my workplace.
I bring him to the airport after 6 days, and of course, drama, cry.
When I flew back in UK, I was sad even living here in Philippines, but we didn't cry in front of each other. Then when I arrived in China, she called me, and I couldn't talk because I started crying, like if there was something stopping me from talking. I literally couldn't talk because I was missing her so much. Then when I landed in UK again, I was planning the next trip to see her again. I even tried to bring her in UK, but they refused the visa because she didn't have the right credential. So I decided to fly in Philippines again on January 2020, the 11th of January. We still have the same problem. I couldn't find her in the airport, so she found me again. I think because she's small, so I can't see her because everyone is taller than her, so everything covers her. She's gonna kill me for that. So we spent a couple of days in Manila. She showed me like all the surrounding. She's a good guy. Like the second day I was there, I gave her a ring. I proposed myself to her, but she didn't know. Like I gave her like a cheap ring the first time, but I had like a good one as a surprise for end of my days there. So we've been in Coron.
We stayed there for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. 3 weeks, something like that.
And see all everything Coron has to show us. We have the same passion. We like working into the nature, see new places. We don't mind working a lot, saying hello to her relatives and her mother.
After that, we came back here to Manila because it's his last time.
And after a few days, I left Philippines again, thinking I was able to back there in a couple of months, but the COVID rules and the restriction just stopped everything.
We interrupt this program for
around the world continue to put up a fight against COVID-19 and closing their borders.
We were planning to get married as well, but unfortunately everything has been stopped, so I was unable to go to Italy and provide my documents and everything. When I left Philippines, I left like a nice ring, a gold ring inside her purse. When I arrived in UK, I messaged her.
He messaged me that, please open the bag. I didn't know there's a ring inside.
And I proposed myself again.
And this is the ring that he gave me, and I didn't know. And then
I can say I proposed twice to her. And we were just waiting the day to get married, but the COVID ruined almost everything. I never met a girl like Joy, because when I left Philippines for the first time, I had more money than I remember I had. So I discovered Joy put all her money in my wallet because she felt guilty that I paid everything, and I paid everything because I feel like I'm the man, I'm a gentleman, so I have to treat girls like princess. So she is my little princess. She literally refilled my wallet with her money. So it's the first time it's ever happened. Because usually girl like just take your money, ask for money, they never give you money. So it's been like the first time for it's happened. So it's been like, okay, I think she's really the one. She's perfect. When I first met Joy, what attracted me in her is like I felt like on my skin she was different from every girl I met. When I also met her in person, I felt like she was the right one. It's never happened before. So I just like, I couldn't stop thinking about her and everything. It's like 1,000 things attract me to Joy. What I hate in Joy is that she gets really mad sometimes for nothing. But even if she say like, I get mad because I want your attention, but it's all, I don't really hate, but sometimes bothers me. What I like in Joy, I can say everything, because I like everything, but I like her way, the way she's her kindness, because she's ready to help people, even if she doesn't have nothing, but she likes to give everything to other people to help them, especially with her family. She helps her family a lot. We never thought on giving up our relationship, even having problems with like this distance, but we never thought about leaving us, because even Joy kept fighting for our relationship.
But our love is more strong than COVID.
Because she's a strong girl, but I think the distance is, she missed like our days together and everything. For me she's the only one in how dare someone say she's one in a million. I don't think it will affect our relationship, getting married or staying like this. I don't see bad thing in getting married. Everything I think is gonna be better after. We don't have like just one plan. So if I go Philippines, we can start building our own house, so we don't stay in Joy's mother house, because we want to have our privacy, spend our time together as wife and husband. Maybe start thinking about a child, or how she say children's, if we are in Philippines. I think it's better. I prefer UK. It gets more chances to us. We're fighting it. We're getting stronger day after day. We have a lot of patience. I didn't grow up like in a really rich family, but it was enough for grow up. Like we were like middle rich. No, really. Even my parents just tried giving everything to us, especially to me. They went all around Europe, tried finding a doctor to fix my eyes problem, because I have like a rare pathology that I don't have eyes muscles. So they try like finding the best doctor they found in Rome. They spent a lot of money for us. I wasn't like thankful in the beginning, but growing up, I'm really thankful for everything they did.